Alrighty. How we doing? YouTube, let's see. I'm gonna pop in my headphones here. And hopefully you guys can hear me. Give me a thumbs up if you can. Make sure to like the video. I've kind of got my laptop down here so I can answer questions, monitor the chat and everything. Pretty excited to be doing this again, doing another live. So let's get going. It's been a nice day. What is up, everybody? Welcome back. I'm pretty excited. Just got back from a trip from this weekend. Well, maybe not just got back, but I did a trip over the weekend. It was pretty sweet. Did it with a local company here, Trail Racks. They put on kind of a nice little trail ride / photo shoot, and I'm slowly getting through some of those edits, and I'll be sharing them over on Instagram. But yeah, it was a great group of people to go hang out with. Met a lot of new people. Didn't have a whole lot of Tacomas there, so I have to try and get more of those guys out there. But no, it was fun. So, what has everybody been up to this weekend? Hopefully, it was a good weekend for you guys. Hopefully, you did some wheeling, or at least got out. Hopefully, catching the last little bit of the leaves changing. But yeah, pretty excited. And coming up next month is going to be kind of our hunting season, and I am pretty excited because I ended up getting an elk tag. So we'll be doing some antlerless elk. Ooh, that's some good eating right there. So be harvesting some elk hopefully next month. So what have you guys been up to? How's your weekend been? I am monitoring the chat, so leave your questions down there, and let's just hang out and have a good time. I've got some cool stuff I kind of want to go over. I got a couple of just products that I picked up that are going to be kind of good additions to the truck. Definitely going to help out as far as the whole camping situation, especially being up in the rooftop tent during the cooler climate. So looking forward to testing out some of that stuff. But yeah, plus a couple of other mods that are going to be coming down. I did kind of touch on this last month's live where I was going to be installing some Heretic rock lights, and they just got done with a flash sale. But yeah, they're rock lights, dome lights, great for not only the Tacoma, but you can also put them on your UTVs as well. So pretty excited that it's kind of that you have a large span of products or vehicles. And just real quick, I actually have them in a box on the other side of the camera here, so I'm going to grab those. And what's really cool is when you order them, they package everything really nicely into their own individual bags. So this one here, this is their amber single. All the wires are kind of hooked up to the light, and then you've got your mounting hardware right there, and then some electrical connections. And what's really cool about these, I'll go ahead and open these up, is Not only do the housings kind of come with a nice little clear tape over the top to keep those nice and shiny, but it's an all aluminum housing, so that's really cool. And then you've got your mounting points on both sides. So you have two mounting positions for you to attach it. And the other thing that Heretic offers is a 45-degree and a 90-degree bracket. So if you don't want to use this as a rock light, you can use it as a scene light and mount it like on your roof rack or bed rack, and you can get that angle for some scenic light. So that's kind of cool. So that is that's the amber, and it's the same amber color as their fog lights, their light bars, stuff like that. So if you're interested in their amber, which is much more of a true amber, you can pick those up. Now they also come in different lens colors as well. So if you get tired of one particular color, you can go, I think they've got a blue, they've got a green, they've got the amber, and then they've got this, this red doesn't really show up very well. Can't get a whole lot of light, but this is actually a red lens. It's actually pretty dark. It's probably one of the softer colors that they offer, but I plan on throwing this into the back of my bed rack to do brake lights. So I'm going to tie these into my brake lights. And then I've got my rock lights. So pretty cool. And all these products will be linked over on the Mumfy, Mumfy.us/mods page. So if you're interested in looking at any of these, I have a couple of different light options over there if you're interested, or if you need a way to find them. So I do have those over there. And I'm not meaning for this to be like a product live stream. But I want to get your interaction. So if you have any questions, please leave them down in the chat. I got a second gen kind of driving around behind me. So kind of cool to have a second gen in the neighborhood. But yeah, definitely. I want to hear what you guys have been up to. What lights do you guys like running on your build, on your off-road builds, or even on your UTVs? I'm curious to know what people are running on their UTVs. I think one of the other things, let's see if we can get a few more people on here. Hopefully you guys are sharing this out there. I appreciate all the support you guys are showing the channel. I know it's been mostly kind of a mods channel. I've done a few trips. I'm still editing my big long trip that I ended up doing, which took me up into Oregon, Northern California, down through Yosemite and over to the Grand Canyon. And I probably should have done a lot more filming when I was doing that. But yeah, I didn't get as much filming as I probably wanted to. but I'll try and put something together for you guys, just to show you that I do actually do long road trips and stuff like that. But yeah, and I've got some pretty cool footage of this last trail ride that I did with Trail Racks, so uh, that was pretty cool. But with, as I mentioned earlier, with the whole um, hunting season kind of coming up, it's going to be fairly cold. We are actually dipping down in temperature right now. I think, let's see, right now, that's about 61, so not super cold. But as we kind of dip into November, Utah's going to get pretty cold, and that'll drive the elk down. But if I'm going to do some scouting or if I'm going to camp out there for a couple of days, I definitely want to make sure that I'm warm. And so that's kind of what I want to cover with some of the stuff that I definitely want to try out. And one of the things I definitely noticed while I was up in Idaho Falls last month for Teton Overland Show, um, I got pretty cold. I wasn't actually expecting it to be down in the 40s at night, but it definitely dipped down kind of in the higher 40s. And I still had my summer sleeping bag in the tent. So I was not prepared. And one of the things that I one of the things I very much updated was going to a winter bag. And this is huge. This is massive. This is it's rated as a 0-degree bag, but this is the Teton Mammoth as a 0-degree bag. And I just picked this up at a local Sportsman's Warehouse. And it actually has done pretty well. It's kept me and my girlfriend warm in the tent during those cold nights. So definitely, definitely plan on getting yourself a nice sleeping bag for these cold nights, especially if you decide to do the rooftop tent. What I'm curious to know what kind of sleeping arrangements you guys do in your camping, not just even on a rooftop tent, but even ground tenting. What do you guys kind of look at? What's your kind of go-to sleeping bag? I've got the summer bag that I have up in the tent right now is just kind of a Amazon summer dual sleeping bag. And then, like I said, we picked up this 0-degree Teton Mammoth sleeping bag, which is pretty big. But actually, it will fold up in the tent, and not with the original mattress that comes in it in the 23-0 Armadillo A2. So I did pull that out and I put in a Lost Horizons 4.5-inch self-inflation mattress, which actually has done pretty well. It's pretty quick to just, open up the air vents and let it self-inflate. And it's been a much comfier mattress to sleep on. For those of you that have rooftop tents, have you switched them out? And I'm curious to know, what kind of mattress did you actually go to? Mine's just like I said, mine's just a little Lost Horizon that's you can get off of Amazon. But I know there's a couple other ones, especially if you have a different style. Like if you have a wedge shape that just kind of just opens up, pops up like this, um, you can actually fit something that doesn't necessarily need to fold over on itself. With the 23-0 A2, I have to be cautious about whatever sleeping stuff that I actually throw up there. I have to make sure that I can clear it with the fold over, so that way it all closes down. Braden Shelley, currently running a Harker EDC with full solar and lots of battery, so I like to have it lined with an electrical blanket. Then I just sleep with blankets rather than a sleeping bag. Oh, okay. That's pretty nice. Not the biggest fan of sleeping bags personally. I have a memory foam mattress with a down comforter on top of it. Okay, nice. Yeah, I know not everybody enjoys kind of a sleeping bag, especially the mummy bags. I'm not a fan of mummy bags, but that's why this is actually a huge two-person. So um, what's nice about that is I've got plenty of room to still kind of spread out if I'm by myself. But yeah, no, I can totally understand just wanting to throw down blankets on top and go that route. And that electrical blanket, I'm curious to know how is there a safety feature on that electrical blanket? Like, does it shut off in the middle or after a timer kind of goes off, or does it kind of run throughout the night just on a lower power? But I do agree with you on having a comfortable blanket. And at Teton Overland Show, I was cold and had to run over to the 23-0 booth, and I picked up the canvas trail blanket. Now, this is a really nice blanket. I kind of like it because you can use it for more than just a sleeping blanket because of how the material that's on there. You can actually use it as kind of a ground blanket as well. So that blanket saved me on a couple of those nights where it got down into the high 40s. So I was very glad that I ran over there and grabbed a decent blanket. There were a couple other booths over there that had down sleeping bags, but they were way up there in the hundreds of dollars, and I wasn't about ready to fork over that much. This was a little bit more affordable. This was I mean, obviously you get the booth special when you're at these shows and stuff like that. But it was only, I think it was only about, it was like 120 at the show. So not $400 for like a fold down blanket, but still, I mean, that's a lot more affordable than some of those down stuff. Ang, what's up, Ang? Thanks for joining the live. How you doing, bud? How you enjoying that big monstrosity of a tundra? Braden, yes, I have it on a timer and temperature setting. I usually put it on a pulse setting low that goes for 8 hours. I've never had it trip from the heat doing it that way. And Braden, this Thursday I should be getting all the parts installed. A propane heating system should be interesting, exciting to try it out this winter. Okay. Um, and earlier so you're running a Harker, which is basically a habitat almost. Are you doing the? I know they've got a couple of propane fireplaces, and they're just real small, but they fit inside. Is that kind of what you're gonna do? I'm actually gonna be doing a different thing because I don't have the habitat on the back of mine. Mine's not fully enclosed. Mine's just the rooftop tent. So I've got another heating system that I actually covered in a few videos back. Ang, I am enjoying it a lot. Can't wait for more mods. Just getting all the basic stuff done for now. Nice. Uh, what's your future plans on that thing? I'm curious to know. Or maybe you have to. Maybe we'll have to wait for your videos to see what you got coming down the pipeline. But I do got to say thanks for sending me the information on one of the companies that reached out. So I'm still waiting for the second half of those parts that to come in. They're on the rear section is actually on back order, so I'm waiting on those. But yeah, so far that's kind of been my cold weather camp setup. Once again, it's a big 2-person sleeping bag. This is the Teton Mammoth. I picked once again I picked this up kind of at a Sportsman's Warehouse. The canvas trail blanket, not bag, trail blanket from 23-0, and I will have the blanket linked over at mumfy.us/mods. And then the other thing that I'm really looking forward to, I didn't get a chance to test it out last year, apart from just kind of turning it on and making sure that everything was working properly, that I had set it up properly, is this big old thing. The Valkyrie, and I call this the briefcase version of the diesel heater. Because everything's kind of self-contained into one unit there. And as I was kind of doing my research on the diesel heater, specifically this one, I know that there was another YouTuber out there that had an incident of it falling over in the back of his Gladiator, or was it a Gladiator? Was it his Gladiator? Yeah, I think it was his Gladiator, and basically spilling diesel fuel. Taking some of that information into account, because as you can see, if you look at the side, this fuel tank doesn't reach the base, so it causes, you fill this up and you start rolling around, that thing's going to fall over. So I have got a solution to that by rigging up a Rotopax. I think I'm going to go to a 2-gallon Rotopax tank, and then I'm going to redo all the fuel line so that way it feeds out of that. So I'm pretty excited about putting that together in the next couple months, and then trying it out and see what we're going from there. Let's see. And long story short, I want to make it the typical mall crawler 35s with lights to see from here to Utah. Yeah, you have to point all those lights straight in the air, and then I'll see the beam come up over the mountains here. Oh, and a supercharger, but probably not for a year or so. Oh, only a year? Braden, I'm not sure. She'll find out. I think it's more of the typical propane heating garage style with a fan, if that's what you meant by fire pit. Yeah, I know. I've seen a couple of propane fire pits. Obviously you're running the propane from the outside into the unit, but I've seen kind of it's just kind of a wall mount, small little unit that a few habitats have actually run. So I was just kind of curious if that was the direction that you were headed in that. And yeah, man, can't wait to see you make some bangers. Just put on the Tundra, and they are great. Yeah, I'm actually pretty excited. I wonder how they would have done on this last trail ride that I ended up doing. So yeah, finally on this last trail ride, I went out with Trail Racks, which is a local company here that does the roof racks. And finally scuffed up my skid plate, my aluminum Toyota TRD skid plate, and got a little scuff on one of my rock sliders. So finally, after 3 years of putting all these mods on, I finally put them to use. So how about that? This last year just hasn't been great for going out and actually trying some trails. Most of the camping that I end up doing is kind of off fire trails, but this last this last little bit, definitely had a couple of pucker factors. So but it was a good time. I was with a great group of people out there. So a couple of them really knew what they were doing and very much helped a lot of us get through some of the stuff. So it was a good trip. Let's see, Braden, I see you around here in Utah enough. I'm sure you would recognize me in my truck. And then, yes, that's what it is. Small little unit. Okay. All right. Oh, sorry about that. Had a little bit of a hiccup going here. What's going on? Sorry about that. Had a little bit of a technical hiccup. Hopefully, you guys are still here. Let's see. Sorry about that. Had a little bit of a technical hiccup. All right, we're back. We're back. All right, let's see. Egg, maybe still in the honeymoon phase, but day and night difference. Let's see. Egg, that's exciting. Finally got some battle scars. Ang, yeah, same for me. Nothing real remote around us. All fire roads leading to campsites. Stock RAV4 can get to them. Yeah. Yeah. I definitely want to try some more technical trails, and that's basically what this last trip was. Um, I don't do a whole lot of like Moab rock crawling and stuff like that. Uh, but that doesn't necessarily mean that we don't have trails around here that will still test your build. So excited about that. And there's definitely a lot to explore up here in the Rockies. So we've got the Uintas kind of on the backside of these mountains, which are really nice, and lots to explore up there. But let's see, I went a little further north for this trip, and yeah, there's definitely some good technical areas up there. So it was definitely fun. And what color did you go with? Is that in regards to uh, the was it the company that you sent me? Blue, if so, that's kind of what they sent me out. But yeah, I am pretty excited to test out this actual diesel heater um, and actually give it a shot. I do actually still have my other version, which I call the PC build because it actually looks like a PC tower. I've run that a couple of times just here in the garage, and it's actually kept the temperature pretty stable, at least comfortable in the garage. So I know that one works really well, and it's got the Bluetooth controller on it, which is really nice. And same with this version right here. This is a Bluetooth uh, enabled module, and it also comes with the little hand clicker. But I definitely like having the Bluetooth because I can control it from my phone. So I don't have to get out unless I need to do some uh, or troubleshoot some technical difficulties. Dang. Okay. Yeah, I got the Bluetooth. I think they are the best all around setup. I can't wait to get going for winter. Got my ground tent, some hand warmers, and a Walmart blanket. Well, just make sure that it's definitely Probably, if you could find a good Walmart down blanket. I mean, Braden was talking about how he hates sleeping bags and goes with down blankets. Uh, that should probably help keep you warm. So definitely something to look into for sure. As far as this trail blanket here, um, upper 100% cotton canvas, bottom is cotton flannel, and the fill is a silk fiber. So, um, like I said, that actually kept me pretty warm, but that was down into 47 degrees. And yeah, it got to the point where it was probably a little warm for me, but still comfortable. I wasn't like just bundled up underneath my summer sleeping bag and whatever blankets I had. So that was pretty cool. Michael, thanks for joining. I really appreciate you jumping on here and asking you questions. Michael asks, do you run any comms when riding with others? Walkie talkie, CB ham. Yes, I actually do have a walkie talkie. I do have a pair of Midland. I forget what model they are, but I got two handhelds. And then in the truck, I actually have their 275 um, hard unit. So it's hardwired into the truck. So that way I always have comms in the truck. And then if I need to for additional, I can take those Midland handhelds. And those are GMRS radios. So hopefully that helps. What I obviously I am not a ham uh, operator at all. Maybe further down the line, I just don't have a need for it to to reach out that far. Um, and I think, well, plus you need a ham license in order to operate those. So um, that's a whole another bag of worms that I don't necessarily want to get into at this current moment in time. But yeah, that's kind of what I run. I run Midland. Uh, they can be a little on the pricey side. The 275, if you're going to hardwire it into the truck, is definitely the cheaper option to go. They have a 500 watt that's a little bit more pricey, but it gives you all the stuff that you need. They've got a little wire antenna, but I've got my little stubby right there. So a little stealth one. You don't necessarily have to mount it to the fog light mount or the ditch light mount. You can actually run it up here if you want, and that just gives you a little bit better signal. I haven't had too many issues with it being right here, but now that I have this trail racks roof rack along the sides, they do a 90-degree bend with mounting holes. So I could probably reroute that so that way it just runs up the windshield and actually stands up right there. And the hardest part for me is my face, waking up all stiff, frozen-eyed, literally the worst. Coldest I've been camping is 38. Haven't camped since. Yeah, cold camping is definitely not for everybody. I think was it last year I posted kind of our little camp video, and we woke up with frost all over everything. It was definitely very cold that night, and we still, yeah, we didn't have our winter um, sleeping bag with us at that time, so that was that was cold. Yeah, but it's a lesson that you only learn once. Well, in my case, more than once, because like I said, 47, 40, high 40s was still pretty cold for me. I was just gonna say I saw that video and was like, okay, gotta learn from his mistake. Yeah, sometimes Sometimes you have to make the mistake yourself in order to actually learn it. Uh, but Ang, we should do another Instagram live. I think that'd be pretty fun to just kind of kick around. Michael, awesome info. I'll look it up. Midland 275. So the 275 is just the last few numbers of the model, but it indicates the wattage. So it's 270 watt, and then there's a 500 watt. Just look at the last three numbers of the model, and that should tell you for if you're looking to hardwire. So Midland's really good. Plus, they've just released their was it their long antennas? So their bull bar antennas, I think is what they're calling it. But yeah, basically you can get a tall antenna that sticks out the front for, I guess, a little bit more range or a little bit more clarity anyway. But yeah. Hey, man, I'm down. The new job timing is awful, but we should. My dad was asking about it not too long ago. He was like, "Haven't seen you go live with your friend." Yeah, we definitely need to. I think it'd be definitely a good connection. Now, here's a question for you, and I've kind of posed this um, in other lives. Would you be interested in having me sit down with the mechanic that has done a lot of my, like he did my re-gear. He helped with the Long Range America fuel tank that I put on the truck. Um, Kind of my go-to mechanic, and he is Toyota certified and works on not just about anything Toyota. But I was thinking about doing a podcast in which we just kind of sit down, talk about re-gearing and all the things that go along with that. Really kind of either deep dive into it, help him kind of explain some of the more bigger intricacies of all that to the layman that's not a mechanic, uh, and kind of see where that goes and see how that, see if there's any interest there. I'd be interested to know what you guys think. Ang says yes. Don't even know what you're going to say, but yes. Yeah, that would be sick. Well, I'm glad that there is some interest there. So I'll definitely have to start the process of putting together a podcast studio. So it should be good. But it wouldn't just be mechanics. Maybe I could see if I could get some other people on and just kind of talk about their builds, um, where they like to go. I don't want to necessarily give everybody's favorite camp spots away, but um, just really kind of connect more with the community. Even get a lot of your questions for your builds. Any kind of mods you guys are looking at doing upcoming. Uh, Pros and cons of certain mods. I think it'd be kind of fun to just kind of you know listen to what different platforms. So not just Tacomas or Tundras or Land Cruisers or whatever, but what to kind of be on the lookout for. Be on the lookout for if there's certain mods that you guys are looking to do. I think getting a mechanics perspective might help, and really kind of just bring everything together. So many of us don't do certain mods because we can't comprehend what's actually being done. So hearing a real tech talk about it would help a lot. Yeah, no, I totally agree. One of the great things about recording, the process going. I went over to Agility Customs, which is where I had my re-gear done. Uh, just listening to him explain, this does this. these are why these fit together and why you need to do these components together at the same time. Really kind of helped me understand just the mechanics behind what helps the vehicle do what it does. So, and if it can help you guys understand it, then I mean, great. I'm happy to do that. So, any other questions that you guys have for me concerning my truck? I can do kind of a quick little overview of some of the mods. I will be changing up the front grille. I really need to get this install done. I've been sitting on this front grille for too long. But it is going to change up the front of the truck. So right now, currently, I have the version 1 custom grill. Let's see if I can angle this down a little bit for you. Ang, thank you so much for hanging out. I greatly appreciate it. We'll catch up, and yeah, let's definitely sit down and figure out when we can do that Instagram live. That'd be a blast. So, version 1 of the TRD Pro front grille, customized with Mumfy. This does light up when my headlights come on. The V2 version definitely takes cues. I'm sure a lot of you have seen it out there, but it takes cues from the new Tacoma grills, and the Mumfy is much bigger. And I got that from Dab Custom, or yeah, Dab Custom Grills. What am I thinking here? And with that, I'm pretty excited to say that it's got a little bit more intricacies in the light up on the grill. So right now, currently, my grill, the Mumfy, lights up just white, just plain white. It's a diffuse light. And I'm pretty excited to get this other one on. But it is very detailed. It is definitely going to be a long install, much longer than this one, simply because of the custom element that's a part of it. So everything else, let's see. So Southern style off-road front bumper is what I am running, and I'll bring you guys down so you can see that. Wait a minute, piece of leader's in the way. There we go. So Southern style off-road front bumper. One of the things that I have recently heard is that they're going through a change of ownership. Excuse me. So there is a huge backlog and a little bit of uproar. Well, I wouldn't say uproar, but upheaval kind of going on over there. But if you are looking for this style, there is another company that, well, there's two companies that do a similar style to this. If you're looking for kind of this low profile setup, one I forget one of them, but the other one is Saints Off Road. And I bring that up because I actually have a Saints Off Road bed rack, and it is their Tango bed rack. I really like the bed rack. It's very stout. But if you are looking for a similar low profile bumper, check out Saints Off Road. They have one very similar to this. I don't know what their backlog is, or their back order history, but just keep that in mind. You can run over there and check out that. If you do have an order, I know I have heard that there are some people trying to get their money back because They don't know. It's been months since they've put their order in and haven't been hearing back from Saints. It's unfortunate because I really like the Saints off-road slimline bumper, but it's kind of hard to hear that a company you really like kind of going through some struggles. But just want you guys to be aware of that. Other than that, I do have all Heretic lighting on my Tacoma. I do have their roof rack handles, which a little hard to see behind the shower awning, but I can turn these on. So I don't know if you guys can see that. I'm in the light. But that's a new product that Heretic has dropped. Really excited, along with their rock lights and dome lights. But I do run all Heretic. I have purchased fog lights, the 30-inch, the 40-inch, the ditch lights, the BA2s that I have running as scene lights on the back, the 6-inch chase lights that I have in the back. So, yes, I definitely like, I do like Heretic lighting. They are geared more for the off-road industry. So they don't have the SAE compliance on their lights. So just keep that in mind. I want to be transparent with you guys that if you do decide to go with Heretic, one, you're getting an all aluminum build light housing. All of their lights are CNC machined out of a block of aluminum, even their roof rack handles. So that's pretty cool. NB Lunar Taco, hey bro, sorry I'm late. Hey, welcome. Hey, you're never late. You're just you're right on time and arrive right when you mean to. So I've definitely liked all the Heretic lighting because the other aspect that I really like about the Heretic lighting is that their profile is very shallow. It's not super bulky like some other brands out there. So I really like the lower profile on a lot of their lights, and that's simply because of the circuit boards that they're running, the LEDs, and basically their housing is their entire heat sink. So you kind of see their fins along the Quattros, the third in their larger light bars, but they put out a ton of light. My ditch lights are sitting on SDHQ ditch light brackets. So I'm liking that. I've mounted my Midland 275 kind of stubby antenna over there, right there. I do have the Rome cases. Those are the 83 liters, and I picked up the Rome mounts so I can quickly detach. And that's kind of one theme that I'm doing with the Tacoma is I want to be able to detach what I can off of this truck. MV Lunar Taco, is that a single row on the roof rack? It is, single row, and it is amazing. It is a combo lens. You can get them in a spot or a flood or a combo. So the center will be your spot, and then the outside will kind of give you your flood. And same with my 30-inch on the bottom here. So I've got, it's a combo, so spot and spread. And you can also do that with their Quattros. So the top half is kind of a spot, and then the bottom half is more of their spread. So very happy with the lighting coming down one of the canyons at night. Throw all those on. It was very easy to see what was going on or what was upcoming. Now, As I kind of talked about earlier in the video, or earlier in this live, I am running a Trail Racks Tremor roof rack. So I was running a Prinsu, and then Trail Racks actually reached out and said, "Hey, come check out our Tacoma roof rack that we're launching." And went out there, checked this place out, and I'm actually really liking this roof rack. Haven't done a video on it yet, talking about all the intricacies of it, but the nice thing, probably one of the key features of this Tremor rack is that they've designed it to be in line with the windshield. So Prinsu, you have your windshield, and then the Prinsu kind of has a pretty harsh angle. This one actually stays in line, and I've noticed a very big reduction in wind noise. So I actually don't get any wind noise off of this. I mean, your mileage may vary, but I have not noticed any sort of wind noise coming off of this. And in my experience, I've actually kind of felt a reduction in drag, even though I've got two big rectangle boxes on top. But I have noticed that little bit of difference. Awesome. Need to replace mine. Well, yeah, check out Heretic. Their 40-inch definitely is not cheap. So keep that in mind. I want you guys to be aware that Heretic is definitely more on the premium side. They're, that's kind of their market right now. But if you can find them used, if you can find, I know that there's a guy over on Instagram, Taco Man D, is selling his Prinsu and his 40-inch Heretic together. I don't know if he's going to piece them out, but if anybody's interested, check him out over on Instagram. All right, let's see. Yeah, also updated my wheels, or not my wheels, my tires. I went from 285 70 R17 Nitto Ridge Grapplers. I got 40,000 miles on those. I did talk about it in a couple videos ago. I was not happy with the Ridge Grapplers, but I'm kind of one that'll just run the tires off before I need to get a new pair, or a new set. And with that, I went and got a full-size spare. So now I have my Mickey Thompson Baja Boss ATs all the way around. And in my video where I talk about the Mickey Thompsons, the stats that I put up was for their LT tires, and that's what I thought I was getting. Turns out that mine are the SLs, so they're the standard loads. So there is a little bit of variation there as far as where the stats are. So the standard load is kind of similar to where the Nitto Ridge Grappler stats are. If you go with an LT version, you do get a little bit more of an aggressive sidewall. I still have a pretty aggressive sidewall, but you actually get, it just adds a little bit more, and you're going to get the stats that I talk about in that video. So full transparency, a viewer actually corrected me on that, so I definitely appreciate the correction there. So it was definitely good. Other than that, you can see that I have a WeatherTech stone and bug deflector. It's more just to keep the hood from getting chipped. And yeah, it definitely has saved the front of the hood. One thing I probably should do is take it off and actually see how the protection is holding up. All right, off to the side here, I actually have my shower awning. It is a kick-ass shower awning. sitting on the Trail Racks awning brackets, and then on those brackets, I actually have what's called Rax Brax, which is a quick release system that is lockable. So right now I can't go over there and pull the pin. So I can't remove that without the key. So with the key, unlock it, and basically it's pull the pins and up and off it goes. So I'm able to remove a lot of weight off of the cab, which is really nice. And that's something that I really am working towards. I have my Max Tracks on the back. Got those in turquoise. You know, you want kind of the brighter color so you don't lose them. On the other side, I actually have two 2-gallon Rotopacks just for, you know, I don't really know if I need them anymore. So now I need to figure out something to put on that side because I replaced my gas tank. I replaced my gas tank with the Long Range America fuel tank that takes me from 21 gallons from the factory all the way up to 33. So, and I have a video kind of talking about that as well. So, yeah, if you're interested, jump back through the library for sure. Gunny, welcome. Ever thought about having some vids of using the gear while camping, trailing, you know, real world use, you know, keep posting, bro. Yes, I do plan and want to do a lot more of that. This last year has been real tough for me to try and get out past my big long 2-week trip that I took. I need to do a better job of recording those trips. And coming up, I'll be going on an elk hunt because I got my tag, so I'm pretty excited about that. And go harvest some elk, and I'm planning on doing an overnight scouting trip before my hunt actually opens up. So definitely going to do my best to try and record and actually show a lot of me actually using a lot of this stuff. So I also did a trail ride. I talked about this kind of earlier in the live, but I did a trail ride with Trail Racks, the guys that hooked me up with this roof rack, and just kind of getting some of the footage from Saturday's trail ride. So waiting on them to kind of send me their footage. I've got some footage that I'm going to be sharing over on Instagram and a little bit here as well once I finally kind of put together the video and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely looking forward to actually showcasing a lot of this. I know I've done, I think I've only really done one camping trip video so far, but definitely want to do more and actually feature all the mods. So, yeah, one, like I said, this whole scouting trip, I'm going to be testing out this thing. So, definitely want to see how well that diesel heater does. Wow, jerky soon. Yeah, I hope so. It's been, I think the last time I had elk was, at least harvest one, was 3 years ago. So it's been a while, and anxious to kind of get back out there. Standing by to watch. Well, I appreciate all the support, Gunny. But we are hitting the 1 hour mark here. And I know you guys' time is important to you. So I appreciate you guys stopping by and hanging out with me. I can't say thank you enough. So I think with that, my voice is starting to go a little hoarse. But thank you so much for joining. Look forward to the next live, which will be next month. Probably be inside, depending on how well the weather holds up. But putting together kind of a studio so that way we can do the lives inside during these cold seasons. But looking forward to doing more videos for you guys. Definitely a bunch more mods coming. As I touched on earlier, I got some rock lights, some tail lights, new grill, just a lot of exciting stuff coming down. So be sure that you're subscribed. You got the bell notification on, so that way you know whenever I upload. Be sure to check me out over at Instagram, Mumfy_taco. You can also check out all the mods. I have most of the mods, not all of the mods, that I have on the truck over at Mumfy.us/mods. So if you want to just kind of check out what I have over there, it's a full list. Up at the top, it kind of goes vehicle list, and then down towards the bottom is all of kind of the accessories that I have, blankets, diesel heaters, portable awnings. I have a hammock over there. So be sure to check out Mumfy.us/mods. And then, hey, if you like this shirt that I'm wearing, I have this available over at the shop over at Mumfy.us/shop. If you guys are interested, be sure to jump over there. It just all supports the channel. Like the video, all the good stuff that we YouTubers say. But thank you so much. I'm going to wrap it up here. I greatly appreciate you guys, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace.